Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review for The Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated. Episode 16 now. And what I remember was the episode of the Dark Lord, the Dark Lord doesn't hold back. Yeah. The Dark Lord does not hold back. So everything was, once again, another great episode, and especially how the ending of this episode, how it took, it's got me wondering. So, but I'll get to the ending of this episode in a minute, though. But as far as I know, one thing I was one thing I wanted to see, because how it opens when, you know how when Druji and Jahy, when they want to talk, they eat this restaurant. They talk in this restaurant. Well, they're there, but now the magical girl is there, sitting next to Jahy. And one thing I wanted to see was how Druji would react if, say, now this girl here is now like so close with Jahy, saying that she's my new friend and I know her better than you, and Druji's reaction just I thought was really great, because knowing that how she's the one who always with Jahy, her servant, her most loyal underling, and just showing up that evil aura of hers, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be great. So yeah, it's just how first it was how say that how both they're the both ones that are more loyal to Jahy, and all of a sudden Jahy's just caught in the middle, like, hey, listen to me, this is how I play out, all that. Well, thing is though, she's still like with the magical girl, she still has to say that, you know, she has to be her friend, you know, otherwise she'll be miserable, like how was from before. That's why she said, okay, I'll be your friend, right? So she continue to play that, and then with Druji, you know, she has to cover a thing that's how, you know, with how her life was being more poorly and all that stuff, and just still have to, you know, be Druji's respect for her, right? So she's still stuck between a rock and a hard place between the both of them now. So, and just how Magical Girl and Druji are fighting back and forth for her, so, and then ultimately leading up that who can collect more manga crystals the most within 10 minutes. In which case, and then Jahy's thinking it's kind of benefits her, because the more they search, you know, the more she'll get without having her to search all the time. And then, of course, as usual, she gets stuck with the bill, paying the food bill. So since she can't pay for it, she has to wash dishes instead. Fun little montage, you know, where them first where they go out, they both transform until they're where they are, like Magical Girl into the Magical Girl, and then Druji and her maid outfit, how she is, and then they both go off. They get this little montage of them getting magical crystals from different ways. So that was pretty fun, and then we also get more with Sawa, when she's trying to defeat the Great Jahy. Like, she sets these giant bear traps basically, and then she says 3 of them. It's kind of like a bronze, silver, and gold. The first one, like, Magical Girl gets caught, and but though she's kind of like enjoying it, she's like, right. And then so surprised, like, she ends up destroying it. She gets caught in it, and then she ends up destroying it to her surprise. And then she gets caught in the second one, playing the same thing, and then she destroys the next one. And then the magical girl just walks around the third one, and then only have for Sawa getting caught in the third one herself. So that was pretty fun, but then the second half of this just gets more interesting, because, you know, first you go with the magical girl and the Dark Lord. Like, the Dark Lord, you know, she's been this gluttony basically, you know, eating all of Magical Girl's food, right, in her house. And then when she goes to school, when she goes to school, she opens her book bag, and the Dark Lord is in there in her book bag. and she tells her, why are you following me here? And then there was also this moment where a classmate of hers asked her if she wants to eat lunch with her. Because usually, the magic girl is always by herself and all that stuff, not making too many friends. So when her classmate asks her to eat lunch with her, she got like a little bit of enlightenment, because she's getting the sense that she's always by herself. And someone asked her to eat lunch with her, she was enjoying that part. And even when the Dark Lord, she gives her lunchbox, possibly thinking of her though. But the thing is though, she had rice all over her mouth, so I already knew what was going to happen. So when I already knew what was going to happen, since she had rice all over her mouth, when Magical Girl is going to open her box, it's already gone. And lo and behold, it does. Dark Lord has already eaten her lunch already. And her classmates sitting next to her like, oh, did you eat your lunch already? So, and then Jahy's taught, and then Magical Girl, you get an interesting conversation. This is what I thought was a little bit more of a serious part here. This ending here was a little bit more serious. Although I enjoyed the comedic for the most part of this episode, don't worry about that. But this ended up being a little bit more serious at the end of this episode, which I thought was interesting. When Jahy and Magical Girl are talking, Magical Girl asks the question, because even though she says she respects the Dark Lord, even though she respects the Dark Lord, and even though, despite that, she's a gluttony, she's a glutton and always eating her food, but she looks like a small girl though. How is she this powerful Dark Lord? So she asks Jahy how she is in the Dark Realm. So Jahy tells her that the Dark Lord was a lot bigger than how she usually is in the human world. She's a lot bigger figure, full on adult size. She's probably just a tad taller than Jahy is, and all the demons, they worship her, they respect her as a god and all that. But also at the same time they fear her because how powerful it is. So that Jahy was with that she would be able to serve. She wanted to serve the Dark Lord, and they build her a castle and give her food and all that stuff. I said this before in the previous episode. I said it before when I said in my previous discussion of the previous episode that maybe Jahy probably misunderstood the Dark Lord for what I was thinking, because I see the Dark. It is saying that she probably misunderstood the Dark Lord. Maybe because she doesn't want. Maybe the Dark Lord doesn't want to be this world, or just wants to eat. Because basically she's eating everything in the human world. But maybe just Jahy just misunderstood and just took it and ran with it. So that way she'd be the second command, and she's this great Dark Lord, so sharing some of her manga crystal power with her. But maybe that's part of me. That's how I'm thinking though. But for what Magical is saying, that she does nothing but eat, sleep, be selfish and all that stuff. Eating everything and being a glutton though, and then basically she decided to stay in Magical Girl's house instead of being with Jahy. So it plays an interesting thing, so that the Dark Lord is like a god, but and that she decided to stay within the Magical Girl's house. So after that though, then all of a sudden this golden energy, or a spirit, I don't know, it's either a spirit or a golden energy, it's following them. Mainly it was going to go after the Magical Girl because it kind of takes place. It's kind of like the same color when Magical Girl said how when she first receives her power, when she was like drowning in the water, there was this golden light that reached out to her and gave her the power. It kind of almost like the same color as this thing is. So yeah. Yeah, I'd say the Magical Girl is gonna be busy. You better prepare yourself. So yeah, it was going after the magic girl, but then all of a sudden, boom, Dark Lord shows up and zaps the thing. So, to my surprise, yeah, it shows that I guess that the Dark Lord has such great power. But I think she did that to save the magical girl because maybe she was feeling indebted to the magical girl, keep giving her house and giving her food and all that stuff. So it was kind of like a little bit of an a debt thing, maybe. So, but it shows that okay, we get the first taste of the Dark Lord's power, and she's like on top of the telephone poles, watching. So, and then after she goes after work and goes back to her house, Dark Lord is just there asleep and leaving a mess again, eating all her food again. So it has to be, although it is kind of maybe a fair exchange where she protects the magic girl, but with doing so, she has to eat all of her food and stuff. So it is kind of well, you may say it's kind of a fair thing. Since we saw her just protect her, getting rid of that, just zapping that energy. So, but it looked like it was going after magical girl. So that it was a very interesting way of ending this episode. You'll get a little of that, and we'll taste of the Dark Lord's power, showing how she is the Dark Lord. She has such great power. So it was interesting how it ends like that. So I'm really interested and excited to see more what's going to play out the next 4 episodes, because we got 4 episodes left now. So I just can't wait to see how this is all gonna go down, because it shows it has a lot more. All this is happening right at this ending of this episode. We'll surely get more comedic and lighthearted stuff with it, and charming moments still, but it's gonna have to play a little bit of seriousness, like that conversation they had at the end regarding about the Dark Lord and that energy, right? So it is gonna be time when the end of the series is gonna get pretty interesting and pretty serious, I guess. And so yeah, there's a lot a lot of interesting stuff's gonna happen. So I can't wait to see. So we got 4 episodes left now. So I can't wait how this is gonna end, because I just hope it would leave room for another season. I just hope so. Otherwise, if it ends the way it is, it's gonna end just like that with no season. But I just hope it will be another season, because I've enjoyed this show so much. It has a lot of potential for a lot more for good-hearted stuff, charm, personality, energy, all the stuff that I've talked about throughout this whole show. So, and character development, all that stuff. So we'll see how the next episode will go. The next episode will be called "The Great Jahy Can't Sleep." So, excuse me. But we'll see how it's gonna be. So yeah, that's my episode review for "The Dark Lord Doesn't Hold Back." Another great episode, and especially how that ending of that episode was. It was really interesting to see. So, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review for Jahy Season 2, Episode 8 now. Later.